Thank you for tuning in again to Time Traveler's Handbook. This is our 5th episode about Bill and Ted Face the Music. Spoilers ahead. Let's talk about pocket dimensions. Now, I feel like this is going to be a topic that we talk about a lot on this channel. So let's get a good definition in for consistency for the future. A pocket dimension is essentially a dimension outside of the normal course of space and time. When you are in a pocket dimension, time does not progress in a normal rate. Essentially, it freezes for everyone outside of the dimension while you are in there, at least relative to you. Likewise, it's a space out of space, which means that physics and the other laws of the universe may not apply in these dimensions. For example, the TARDIS in Doctor Who is a good example of a pocket dimension because it doesn't follow the normal rules about physical space, and the flow of time seems to be disrupted from the outside. Now, that's a good general definition, but we also have to take into account other things in the universe that we're talking about. Bill and Ted has an excellent example of a pocket dimension that still follows the principles of the universe that we talked about in the earlier episodes, and that universe is hell. Specifically, time still moves forward at a normal rate in hell as it does in the main character's primary universe, meaning that their original universe is still moving as if Bill and Ted were still there. The reason why it's relevant that hell is always moving in respect to the present time for time travelers is that Bill and Ted can use this as a method to get back to their own time after their time machine is stolen by their future versions of their wives. Their plan is to go to hell and ask death to help them get back to their own time. But what they don't realize is that hell's time follows the same rules as their universe and does in that time moves forward when they do. When they die, going to hell puts them in a situation where if they could simply find a way to get out of hell, they will be back in their own time. I could also look at hell in a different direction and find that it still kind of fits the definition of a pocket universe in that hell doesn't follow the normal rules of time. We can kind of see this in that Bill and Ted are reunited with their daughters and other people that they were with, even when they weren't killed in the same time period altogether. Following the rules of time moves forward when you do, hell can just be kind of a personal hell in perspective of the people in it. It doesn't make a lot of sense, especially when you consider their dad being in hell, even though he went there 5 years after everyone else did. But anyways, we'll just go with the definition of hell as I defined it at first. Pocket dimensions are a useful tool for time travelers to use, especially for their attribute of not being connected to the main universe, as well as ignoring the rules for the normal progression of time. Hell barely fits the definition of a pocket dimension, precisely because it does follow the normal progression of time, but it is also providing a way for Bill and Ted to go outside of their universe and end up in a different place than when they started, which helped them achieve their goals in the end. We'll talk more about pocket dimensions in future Time Traveler's Handbook episodes. Next time, we're going to be talking about parallel realities as they are portrayed in Bill and Ted. Thank you for listening.